We are starting with our next chapter, that is chapter number 16, right? That is public key cryptography and public key infrastructure में difference हमने देखना है इसमें. ठीक है जी, one way function क्या होता है? Okay. So in this particular chapter, we need to learn regarding one way function, that is very important, regarding any type of encryption. I mean asymmetric key. ठीक है जी. फिर हम इल्गमाल पढ़ेंगे, दैट इज asymmetric की क्रिप्टोग्राफी. ECC पढ़ेंगे और फिर हम पढ़ेंगे knapsack. All these are the different type of asymmetric algorithms, right? So let's start with the slide number 2. I mean, right now I'm going to make you telling you a difference between public key cryptography and public key infrastructure. अच्छा जी, पहली बात जो बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है अंडरस्टैंड की कि public key cryptography is also called as asymmetric key cryptography. That was very much clear to all of you because I have already told you when we have started asymmetric key cryptography. I have told you that asymmetric key cryptography is also known as public key cryptography, right? So these both names can be interchangeable or like that. So in future, if you see public key cryptography or asymmetric key cryptography, so you don't have to be confused. These both are the same names. However, a new concept, that is PKI, जिसको हम कहते हैं पब्लिक की इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, दैट इज न्यू, राइट? नॉट अ न्यू वन, बट इट्स बेस्ड अपॉन योर पब्लिक की क्रिप्टोग्राफी. नाउ वी नीड टू लर्न द डिफरेंस. आई मीन, what is PKS, public key cryptography, and what is PKI, and what is the difference between them, right? So public key cryptography is the use of an asymmetric algorithm. Thus the terms asymmetric algorithms and public key cryptography are interchangeable and means the same thing. Already told you. Example of asymmetric key cryptography are RSA, we have already covered. Elliptic curve crypto system, we need to cover. Diffie-Hellman, we have covered. Ilgamal, LUC, and knapsack, we need to cover, right? So we have covered up till now RSA और Diffie-Hellman. Diffie-Hellman आपका key agreement protocol है और RSA आपका key exchange protocol है, right? I have told you the difference also. Now these algorithms are used to create public-private key pairs. That's what we also know. Perform key exchange or key agreement and generate and verify digital signatures. Note that Diffie-Hellman can only perform key agreement and cannot generate or verify digital signatures. Now see what he is saying कि public key cryptography के अंदर आपके पास public-private key pair generate होता है. Either they are performing key exchange or they are performing key agreement, right? And generate and verify different type of digital signatures that we need to learn in future कि digital signatures क्या होते हैं. But right now you need to understand कि asymmetric algorithms जो होते हैं they need to generate and verify digital signatures too, right? In the forward function, in the one way function, they are going to generate digital signatures, and in the backward function they are going to verify the digital signatures. How it will be happening, I will be telling you in the one way function. So note that Diffie-Hellman can only perform key agreement. Already told you कि Diffie-Hellman आपके पास जो key agreement based है और वो perform करता है, and cannot generate or verify digital signatures. Because of key agreement, it might not be generating or verifying digital signature sort of scenario, right? Now we are moving towards PKI. अब ये तो हमारे पास हो गया पब्लिक की क्रिप्टोग्राफी और पब्लिक की I mean to say that you already know about that, right? But now public key infrastructure is new to you. PKI is different. It is not an algo, a protocol, or an application. It is an infrastructure which is based on public key cryptography. Now see, पब्लिक की क्रिप्टोग्राफी जो है वो आपके पास एक किस्म का एल्गोरिथम है आपके पास, जिसके थ्रू क्रिप्टो सिस्टम हम कह रहे हैं, which is going to generate different public private pairs and you are doing certain sort of encryption, decryption and all that. But public key infrastructure, apart from that, public key infrastructure is something very different from public key cryptography. It is not an algorithm. पहली बात जो आपने अंडरस्टैंड करनी है कि ये आपके पास कोई एल्गो नहीं है. ना ही आपके पास कोई प्रोटोकॉल है, या ना ही आपके पास कोई क्रिप्टो सिस्टम या कोई सॉफ्टवेयर है, राइट? इट इज एन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर दैट माइट बेस्ड अपॉन सर्टेन सॉर्ट ऑफ पब्लिक की क्रिप्टोग्राफी। अब ये आपके पास एक टेस्ट बेड समझ लें, एक आपके पास इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है जिसके ऊपर आपकी पब्लिक की क्रिप्टोग्राफी बेस करती है, ठीक है? जैसे हम कहते हैं ना सॉफ्टवेयर डिफाइंड नेटवर्क, एसडीएन हमारे पास होते हैं। एसडीएन माइट बी सर्टेन, इट माइट बी द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ सर्टेन सॉर्ट ऑफ प्रोटोकॉल्स, सॉफ्टवेयर एंड ऑल दैट, बट इट मस्ट हैव सर्टेन सॉर्ट ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जिसकी बेसिस के ऊपर आप ये सारे प्रोटोकॉल्स को रन करते हैं, एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं एंड ऑल दैट। सो पब्लिक की infrastructure is a PKI is an infrastructure, and public key cryptography are the protocol algorithms which are running over that particular infrastructure. This is the main difference between PK, public key cryptography, and public key infrastructure. So now we are moving towards a one-way function. अब ये बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है और इसको थोड़ा ध्यान से समझिएगा, ठीक है? One thing that I want to tell you is that कि आपकी जो सिमेट्रिक की एल्गोरिथम्स है ना, they used to perform encryption based upon certain sort of transposition and substitution. सिमेट्रिक एल्गोरिथम में इंक्रिप्शन कैसे परफॉर्म होती है? बाय यूजिंग ट्रांसपोजिशन एंड सब्स्टिट्यूशन, ठीक है जी। ये आपके पास डिफरेंट राउंड्स चलते हैं, आपका डेटा जंबल्ड अप होता है और इनक्रिप्ट हो जाता है। एट द सेम टाइम रिसीविंग एंड के ऊपर भी यही आपके पास डिक्रिप्ट होता है एंड सो ऑन, राइट? बट व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट asymmetric algorithms, asymmetric algorithms are actually mathematical intensive functions are going to be used. They might be using different sort of mathematical challenges which are being used to convert your plain text into an encrypted text and your encrypted text back to a plain text. अब यहाँ पे आपके पास कोई मैथमेटिकल फॉर्मूला या मैथमेटिकल लॉजिक होती है जो आपके डेटा को कन्वर्ट करती है। यहाँ पे आपके पास ट्रांसपोजिशन और सब्स्टिट्यूशंस नहीं हो रही होती, आपके डिफरेंट राउंड्स नहीं चल रहे होते लाइक योर सिमेट्रिक क्रिप्टोग्राफी, ठीक है? दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, राइट? अब देखें, जैसे हमारे पास एक जावा का फंक्शन है, ठीक है जी। लेट टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ सर्टेन सॉर्ट ऑफ फैक्टोरियल, ठीक है जी। हमने फैक्टोरियल का एक मेथड बनाया एंड वी आर जस्ट गोइंग टू कॉल इट इन अवर मेन फंक्शन के जी हम जो है ना फैक्टोरियल कैलकुलेट करना चाह रहे हैं किसी भी क्लास, किसी भी नंबर का, और लाइक दैट वी आर जस्ट कॉलिंग इट इनसाइड अवर मेन फंक्शन और मेन मेथड। अब होगा क्या, हम जस्ट डॉट लगा के उस मेथड को कॉल कर लेते हैं। बैकएंड के ऊपर उसके अंदर लॉजिक क्या लिखी हुई है वी डोंट नो, ठीक है, दैट इज हिडन। अब उस लॉजिक ने परफॉर्म किया उसको और हमें जस्ट रिजल्ट फाइंड सेंड कर दिया। द सेम अप्लाइज टू here in our asymmetric key cryptography. Backend के ऊपर आपके different mathematical complex functions use हो रहे हैं which are being used to encrypt and decrypt your information, right? And in front you will see your encrypted text that you can see onto your screen or whatsoever, right? So this is the main function. अब one-way function is a mathematical function that is easier to compute in one direction than in the opposite direction. अब देखें, वन वे फंक्शन आपके पास एक इस तरह का मैथमेटिकल फंक्शन होता है that is easier to compute in the forward direction and it is very difficult to compute in the reverse direction, right? Now I would like to give you an analogy of this. When you drop a glass on the floor, although dropping a glass on the floor is easy, putting all the pieces back together again to reconstruct the original glass is next to impossible. This concept is similar to how a one-way function is used in cryptography, which is what the RSA algorithm and all other asymmetric algorithms is based upon. ठीक है जी। अब समझ में आई बात कि हमारे पास एनालॉजी क्या है इसकी अपना वन वे फंक्शन की, कि वी हैव अ ग्लास that is an glass जो हमारे पास होता है, we are just going to drop it over a floor. Once it's going to hit your floor, it is going to be break into a smaller pieces. Now if somebody asks you that reconstruct a original glass from these particular pieces, that is about to impossible. right, is impossible to reconstruct a glass from these particular small number of pieces. ठीक है, आप नया ग्लास तो खरीद सकते हैं, but you cannot make an original glass of same size, same structure from those particular pieces which are being broken, right? So this is the same analogy applies to one way function. One way function is applies in the forward direction, encrypt हो गया, लेकिन उसको decrypt करना is a big hassle. So that is why your asymmetric key algorithms are more secure or like that, right? So this is how your one-way function works, and RSA is actually use your one-way function, right? So the easy direction of computation is the one-way function that is used in the RSA algorithm is the process of multiplying two large prime numbers. Multiplying the two numbers to get the resulting product is much easier than factoring the product and recovering the two initial large prime numbers used to calculate the obtained product, which is the difficult detection. अब देखें RSA के backend के ऊपर आपके पास क्या logic चल रही है? RSA is algorithm. I mean, what type of the logic is being used in at the backend of RSA? Now, in the forward direction, how the encryption is being taken place? Two large prime numbers are going to be multiplied and their result will be calculated, right? This is how your encryption is going to be calculated or is going to be done. Now, recovering the two initial large prime numbers from the given product is a very time consuming, and it's very difficult to generate two large prime numbers from the given result. So in the forward direction, multiplying two prime numbers is not a big deal. Your data is being encrypted, but recovering those particular prime numbers from the given resulting value, that is a large prime number, it's a very time consuming or very difficult task. This is how your RSA works. I mean, your RSA encryption works on this particular mathematical function, right? So RSA is based on the difficulty of factoring the large numbers that are the product of two large prime numbers. Attack on these types of crypto system do not necessarily try every possible key value, but rather try to factor the large number which will give the attacker the private key. In when we are talking about symmetric key cryptography, तो उसमें हमारे पास क्या होता था? How we are going to break any crypto system in a symmetric key? We are going to use a brute force method in order to find out the key. हमें सिमेट्रिक की चाहिए होती थी कि जी अगर हमें की मिल गई तो हमारा पूरा सिस्टम ब्रेक हो जाएगा. आई मीन वी कैन कॉम्प्रोमाइज द सिस्टम, बट व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट asymmetric key algorithms, we do not find the key. Actually we need to break that particular crypto system which contains certain sort of factors, or I mean rather try to factor the large numbers which will give the attacker the private key. अब इन large numbers का जो फैक्टरिंग से हमें जो वैल्यू मिलेगी ना, इससे हम अपनी प्राइवेट की को जनरेट कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, so in this particular scenario we must not have to find the key. Actually we have to find those particular numbers which are being multiplied to form a resulting value. This is the main difference, right? So when a user encrypts a message with a public key, this message is encoded with a one-way function breaking a glass. This function supplies a trapdoor knowledge of how to put the glass back together, but the only way the trapdoor can be taken advantage of is if it is known about and the correct code is applied. The private key provides this service. The private key knows about the trapdoor, knows how to drive the original prime numbers, and has the necessary programming code to take advantage of this secret trapdoor to unlock the encoded messages, reassembling the broken glass. Knowing about the trapdoor and having the correct functionality to take advantage of it are what makes the private key private. Now see, I mean this is a bit tricky, but you need to understand this scenario. Now see, when we are going to encrypt certain message using a public key, देखें asymmetric key के अंदर हमारे पास क्या चीजें होती हैं? हमारे पास एक प्राइवेट की होती है और मल्टीपल पब्लिक कीज होती हैं. ठीक है, तो वन वे फंक्शन जो फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन में परफॉर्म होगा वो किससे होगा? by using a public key. ठीक है जी, हमने public key से encrypt किया डेटा को, this means that your one way function is being performed, right? लेकिन जब आप उसको reverse direction में लेके जाएंगे तो there must be some trapdoor that must be present inside your data so that it can be I mean decrypted at the receiver's end. And what that trapdoor would be? That trapdoor would be your private key. ठीक है जी. A private key, if it is not being known to anybody in the world, your text would not be decrypted. That's very clear. ठीक है जी. आपका ट्रैपडोर तब तक ट्रैपडोर है जब तक प्राइवेट की उस बंदे के पास है जिसके पास होनी चाहिए. अगर वो प्राइवेट की किसी तीसरे बंदे को मिल जाती है, देन दैट ट्रैपडोर वुड बी अ वल्नरेबिलिटी. आई मीन कोई भी बंदा आएगा, उस प्राइवेट की को लेगा और उस प्राइवेट की को यूज करते हुए आपके एल्गोरिथम को ब्रेक करेगा एंड ही वुड नो द इंफॉर्मेशन. सो दिस इज हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू मेक योर प्राइवेट की प्राइवेट in this particular situation, right? So private key is also a vulnerability and also your I mean a strength, you may say that, right? If it is known to only one person who has generated that particular private key, that is fine. There must not be any issue. But if that particular private key is known to everybody inside the network, inside your community or whatsoever you may say that, so then this particular system would no longer be, I mean to say that we may say that its strength is being lost and it's been compromised, right? So this is how your one-way function works. So when a one-way function is carried out in the easy direction, that is the forward direction, encryption and digital signature verification functionality are available. अब देखें वन वे फंक्शन जो आपके पास फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन में होगा, तो जिसे हम इजी डायरेक्शन भी कहते हैं, तो आपके पास कौन सी सर्विसेज परफॉर्म होंगी? एक तो आपके पास इंक्रिप्शन होगी और दूसरा आपके पास डिजिटल सिग्नेचर वेरिफिकेशन perform हो रही होगी. And when the one way function is being carried out in the harder direction, I mean in the reverse direction, then your decryption is being performed and signature generation functionality are being available. ठीक है जी. फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन के अंदर कौन सी सर्विसेज आपको मिल रही होंगी? इंक्रिप्शन और डिजिटल सिग्नेचर वेरिफिकेशन. रिवर्स डायरेक्शन में आपको क्या मिल रहा होगा? डिक्रिप्शन एंड सिग्नेचर जनरेशन फंक्शनैलिटी, राइट? सो दिस मींस दैट only the public key can carry out encryption and signature verification, and only the private key can carry out decryption and the signature generation. We know that पब्लिक की से इनक्रिप्ट करके हम डेटा को इनक्रिप्ट करते हैं, ठीक है, और प्राइवेट की से हम क्या करते हैं? डिक्रिप्ट करते हैं. सो we may say that public key can carry out encryption and signature verification procedure, and your private key can carry out decryption and signature generation procedure, right? In one-way function, as explained earlier in this chapter, work factor is the amount of time and resources it would take for someone to break an encryption method. ठीक है जी. As we have discussed कि work factor हमारे पास क्या था in the previous slides, कि जी it is being used to at the time that is being required or the resources that are being required to break any crypto system or encryption method. इन asymmetric algorithms, अब ये definition थी symmetric के लिए. asymmetric में work factor क्या होगा? The work factor relates to the difference in time and effort that carrying out a one-way function in the easy direction takes compared to carrying out a one-way function in the hard direction. In most cases, the larger the key size, the longer it would take for the bad guy to carry out the one-way function in the harder direction, decrypt a message. Now see, now what the work factor is? The time difference between the forward direction आपका one way function perform हुआ और backward decrypting procedure में reverse direction में जो आपका backward function perform हुआ, जितना total time required हुआ उसको हम क्या कहेंगे? Work factor कहेंगे. अब आपका ये work factor कैसे बढ़ेगा? Because as much time as requires to decrypt your information, I mean in the reverse direction. और reverse direction के अंदर आपका encryption stronger कैसे होगी? When you have a longer key size, right? I mean to say that आपकी private key का जो size होगा, जितना बड़ा होगा उतना ज्यादा आपके पास encrypted होगा. I mean आपका जो work factor है वो ज्यादा होगा, right? So this is how you are going to make your, I mean to say that encryption process more stronger. So, asymmetric algorithm key concept. The crux of this section is that all asymmetric algorithms provide security by using mathematical equations that are easy to perform in one direction and next to impossible to perform in another direction, right? I mean, what is the conclusion of this particular section is, in asymmetric algorithms, we are going to provide security by using mathematical equations. That is very much clear. That are easy to perform in one direction, that is the forward direction. I mean आपकी encryption तो बहुत easily perform हो जाएगी, but it is very difficult to perform in the backward direction. So The hard direction is based on a hard mathematical problem, right? RSA's hard mathematical problem requires factoring of a large numbers into their original prime numbers. Diffie-Hellman and El-Gamal are based on the difficulty of calculating logarithmetic in a finite field. Now see, अब देखें फॉरवर्ड में आपका जो वन वे फंक्शन परफॉर्म हो रहा है, दिस इज अ सिंपल इंक्रिप्शन, देयर मस्ट नॉट बी एनी प्रॉब्लम, वो इंक्रिप्ट हो गया डेटा. लेकिन how we are going to incorporate strength of a crypto system inside our system by reversing it back. जब हमारा बैकवर्ड फंक्शन परफॉर्म होगा तो वहां पे आपके पास डिफिकल्टी आएगी उसको रिवर्स करने में या उसको डिक्रिप्ट करने के लिए. ठीक है, तो इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन व्हाट टाइप ऑफ मैथमेटिकल चैलेंज दैट इज बीइंग यूज्ड बाय दैट पर्टिकुलर एल्गोरिथम. ठीक है जी. अब जैसे हमने आरएसए की बात की, तो आरएसए आपके पास कौन सा मैथमेटिकल चैलेंज यूज करता है? फैक्टरिंग ऑफ अ टू लार्ज प्राइम नंबर्स. आप मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे दो लार्ज प्राइम नंबर्स को, जो रिजल्ट आएगा दिस इज अ फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन, आपके पास वन वे फंक्शन परफॉर्म हुआ. अब रिवर्स डायरेक्शन में क्या होगा? यू नीड टू जनरेट टू से दैट टू लार्ज प्राइम नंबर्स फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर गिवन वैल्यू जो आपने जनरेट की है, जो आपके पास रिजल्ट आया है. सो इट वुड बी अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट to generate, right? So this is the mathematical challenge of RSA algorithm. ठीक है जी. अब अगर हम बात करें डिफी-हेलमन और एल-गमाल की, they are using the mathematical challenge which is based upon difficulty of calculating logarithmetic in a finite field. अब ये जो दो एल्गो है ना, डिफी-हेलमन और एल-गमाल, they are using some sort of logarithmetic in a finite field, जो मैं आगे चल के आपको बताऊंगा how they are using that particular mathematical function, right? Now, what the El-Gamal is? Now, this is another symmetric algorithm. El-Gamal is a public key algorithm that can be used for digital signatures, encryption, and keys exchange. Now, make sure one thing. When we are talking about an asymmetric key algorithm, any type of asymmetric key algorithm must be giving us an output in terms of digital signatures, encryption, एंड की एक्सचेंज. ठीक है, ये तीनों आपके पास सर्विसेज जो हैं हम एसिमेट्रिक की से ले रहे होते हैं. ठीक है, सो इट इज बेस्ड नॉट ऑन द डिफिकल्टी ऑफ फैक्टरिंग लार्जर नंबर्स बट ऑन कैलकुलेटिंग डिस्क्रीट लॉगरिथम इन अ फाइनाइट फील्ड, राइट? तो ये आपके पास जस्ट एक मैथमेटिकल चैलेंज पे डिपेंड नहीं करता कि जी डिफिकल्टी ऑफ फैक्टरिंग लार्जर नंबर्स और लाइक दैट, बट वी डू हैव सर्टेन सॉर्ट ऑफ अदर मैथमेटिकल चैलेंजेस व्हिच माइट बी यूज्ड in order to make them more secure, right? So El-Gamal is actually an extension of the Diffie-Hellman algorithm. You are very much clear regarding Diffie-Hellman. El-Gamal जो है उसकी extension है. उसका advanced version you may call it as. So although El-Gamal provides the same type of functionality as some of the other asymmetric algorithm provides, its main drawback is performance. When compared to other algorithms, this algorithm is usually the slowest one. अब इल-गमाल का आपके पास डिसएडवांटेज क्या है? दिस इज एन एक्सटेंशन वर्जन. खैर ये तो उसका डिसएडवांटेज नहीं हो सकता, एडवांस वर्जन ऑफ योर डिफी-हेलमन, बट it is bit slower than other asymmetric algorithm. Definitely if it is slower one, so it might not be used in some sort of robust applications, right? So now we have elliptic curve crypto system. That is another type of asymmetric algorithm. Elliptic curves are rich mathematical structures that have shown usefulness in many different types of applications. ECC is more efficient than RSA and any other asymmetric algorithm. So, elliptic curve crypto system are more efficient than RSA and any type of asymmetric system, right? An elliptic curve crypto system provides much of the same functionality that an RSA provides. ठीक है, आप ACC की आपके पास कोरिलेशन किसके साथ है? RSA के साथ. इट इज वेरी मच सिमिलर टू RSA. डिजिटल सिग्नेचर्स, सिक्योर की डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एंड इंक्रिप्शन, वन डिफरिंग फैक्टर इज ECC's एफिशिएंसी. ये चीजें तो वो प्रोवाइड करता ही करता है. डिजिटल सिग्नेचर्स आर बीइंग प्रोवाइडेड, सिक्योर की डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इज द रिस्पांसिबिलिटी एंड इंक्रिप्शन, एज वेल एज it is more efficient than the previous asymmetric algorithms, right? So this is how your this elliptic curve works. This is a mathematical challenge. In this field of mathematics, points on the curves compose of a structure called a group. अब ये आपके पास है elliptic curve, जो मैथमेटिक में आपने पढ़ा होगा जब आप मैथमेटिक्स के सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ रहे होंगे. So based upon this particular, I mean to say that formula or this particular concept, your encryption and decryption is being performed in elliptic curve crypto system, right? So the figure is an example of an elliptic curve. In this field of mathematics, points on the curve composes a structure called a group. So these points are the values used in mathematical formulas for ECC's encryption and decryption process, right? So the algorithm computes discrete logarithm of elliptic curves, which is different from calculating discrete logarithm in a finite field, which is what Diffie-Hellman and Elgamal uses. Now see, you don't need to go in the detailed description or like that. You just need to see that कि आपके पास elliptic curve crypto system क्या करता है. They are just going to compute discrete logarithmic of elliptic curve, while your Elgamal or Diffie-Hellman क्या करते थे? They are going to calculate discrete logarithm in a finite field. Now these are the mathematical formulas, mathematical equations which are being running behind the scene in order to encrypt and decrypt the information, right? So some devices have limited processing capacity, storage, power supply, and bandwidth, such as wireless devices and a cellular telephone. With these type of devices, efficiency of resources use is very important. So ECC provides encryption functionality, requiring a smaller percentage of the resource needed by RSA and other algorithms. So it is used in these type of devices. Now see, अगर हम IoT devices की बात करें या हम sensors की बात करते हैं, which are being placed somewhere from where your data is being sensed, and then that particular data would be sent to some central server or like that, or the cameras which are being hanged in the city at different locations of the city, and they are capturing certain sort of information. I mean, these devices have a very less memory or very less processing power. They are not something like a supercomputer like that. They have very small amount of memory. They have a very small amount of processing power. So in those particular devices, I mean our mobile phone हो गया हमारा या इस तरह की devices जो आपके पास smart devices, I mean nowadays smart devices are very much, I mean, you all are very much familiar with the smart devices like your watches, smart watches, or your sensors or like that, which contains a very small amount of RAM or memory or some small amount of processing power. In those particular devices, your elliptic curve crypto system might be used as an asymmetric key cryptography because it is more efficient and it uses a very less amount of resources. So that's why it is being used inside such situation. So ECC provides encryption functionality requiring a small percentage of resources needed by RSA and other algorithms. So it is used in these types of devices, right? So in most cases, the longer the key, the more protection that is provided. But ECC can provide the same level of protection with a key size that is shorter than what RSA requires. अब देखें बाकी situations के अंदर आपके पास क्या होता है? Longer the key size, more the protection would be. That's what I have told you previously. But when we are talking about elliptic curve crypto system, in that particular system, you might have the smaller key size would provide you the better protection level, right? Because longer key require more resources to perform mathematical tasks. The smaller key size used in ECC require few resources of the device. अब देखें अगर longer key size होगा, it might require larger, I mean to say the resources to perform that particular operation. While if you have the smaller key size, that might be useful for ECC and it can perform these type of, I mean to say that functions inside your ECC, right? Then finally, we have a knapsack. Knapsack, over the years, different versions of knapsack's algorithms have arisen. The first to be developed, Merkle-Hellman, could be used only for encryption, but it was later improved upon to provide digital signature capabilities too. So these types of algorithms are based on the knapsack problem, a mathematical dilemma that poses the following question. ये बड़ा एक अजीब सा, I mean, वो है एल्गोरिथम है जिसका ना कोई सर है ना कोई पैर है, ठीक है. अब ये देखें what he is saying. If you have several different items, each having its own weight, is it possible to add these items to a knapsack? Knapsack कहते हैं किसी जो हमारे पास थैला या बोरी होती है ना, उसको हम नैपसैक कहते हैं, ठीक है जी। सो द नैपसैक हैज अ स्पेसिफिक वेट. This algorithm was discovered to be insecure and is not currently used in crypto system. Now see what is the background of this. I mean, what mathematical challenge this knapsack is using. What he is saying कि अगर आपके पास multiple blocks हैं of multiple sizes or multiple weights, when you are going to place them inside a single knapsack, what might be the average weight of that particular knapsack? I mean, what is the logic behind that? There is no logic, right? कि आपने जितने सारे उसमें वो डाले, आई मीन पत्थर समझ लें, ब्लॉक समझ लें ऑफ डिफरेंट साइजेस, और उसके बाद जब आपने पूरे नैपसैक या पूरे उस जो आपके पास है बैग है उसका वेट किया, तो व्हाट माइट बी द एवरेज वेट ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर, आई मीन टू से दैट बैग, that would be the complexity that is being calculated using, I mean, that is the encryption that is being calculated by using a knapsack. But that this algorithm is no more in the market and this is not being used nowadays, right? But for just information, you must be knowing that the knapsack kya hota hai. Yes, right? So then we have the zero knowledge proof. अब जीरो नॉलेज प्रूफ के लिए मैं आपको एक रियल टाइम एग्जांपल दूंगा. वो एग्जांपल ये है, whensoever spokesman from some intelligence agencies or some army personals came over media, and they used to give a very specific information to the people, so that people must not get any extra information from that information. That type of information is called as zero knowledge proof. अब जीरो नॉलेज प्रूफ का मतलब ये हुआ कि जी लेट सपोज आपने टेररिस्ट पकड़े, अलकायदा के या जिसके भी, आपने टेररिस्ट को पकड़ा. अब टेररिस्ट आपके अंडर कस्टडी है, ठीक है. नाउ यू ऑल्सो हैव टू डिस्क्लोज देम ओवर अ media or over a TV channels or like that. Now, like an ISPR, their spokesman is there. He would come to the, I mean, media, and he have to say, or he has to say very small amount of words or very specific words which are going to tell कि जी we have captured these 4 people from this location and they belong to Jaish-e-Mohammed or Al-Qaeda or like that. And if you have any question, so we will, right now we cannot disclose such more information. We will disclose when the more information will come. Because उसका रीजन ये होता है कि अगर आप उस वक्त के ऊपर ये सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन डिस्क्लोज कर देंगे, तो जो बाकी लोग होते हैं जो उनसे कनेक्टेड होते हैं, ठीक है, दे वुड बी अलार्म्ड, और फिर वो क्या करते हैं, अपने आप को डिस्गाइज करके इधर उधर हो जाते हैं, ठीक है. तो दिस इज द मेन आइडिया ऑफ अ जीरो नॉलेज प्रूफ. So, in terms of encryption or security, you need to understand now. This was a general example, right? और ये हमारे पास general life में भी use होता है zero knowledge proof. So, if I encrypt something with my private key, you can verify my private key was used by decrypting the data with my public key. By encrypting something with my private key, I am providing to you I have my private key, but I do not give or show you my private key. See, I mean, अगर हम public private key की बात करें, तो अगर मैंने अपनी प्राइवेट की से अपने डेटा को इनक्रिप्ट किया है, एंड यू पीपल हैव माय पब्लिक की आल्सो दैट इज बीइंग अवेलेबल ओवर एन इंटरनेट, आपने उस पब्लिक की के जरिए उसको डिक्रिप्ट कर लिया, ठीक है. अब अगेन अगर आप ये कहें कि नहीं जी मुझे दिखाएं कि किस तरह से आपने अपनी प्राइवेट की से उसको इनक्रिप्ट किया है, दिस इज समथिंग रॉन्ग. आई मीन आई एम नॉट लायबल टू show you that how I have encrypted that data and what is that particular private key that is only being belongs to me, that private key. But you know that that key only belongs to Qasim and that must not be present somewhere else. वो किसी और के पास नहीं है, ये कासिम के पास है. तो अब जो डेटा यहाँ से encrypt होके आ रहा है, ये just definitely the person is Qasim. So this is what you can call it as a zero knowledge proof. But I do not give or show you my private key. आप कुछ भी कर लें, I cannot show you my private key, but you are sure that this key belongs to Qasim. So this type of information or this type of situation is being called as your zero knowledge proof. So that's all from my side.